What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to a brand new episode of Poor Man's PvP. In this series, I construct teams using only farmable items that are in current missions, and I try to keep the overall costs low even on CP. The end goal, of course, is still to build a competitive team in PvP. It may not always be easy, but it can be done. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what we came up with for this episode. First things first, our agent setup. So we are using the Generalist Empowered Armor, 6 times Reactive Bulky ISO 8, 2 times Forceful ISO 8, and the Inspiring Empowered ISO 8, which grants our team morale boost. Now if you were like the majority of players and were lucky enough to get the Generalist Empowered costume for free, one of the very first things that you should buy with your gold is the Inspiring Empowered ISO 8. So yes, it does cost 10 gold in the store. Next we're using the Eye on the Prize, which grants Rising Up and has Finest Hour. You can find this weapon in Season 2, Chapter 7, Mission 6. If you don't yet have access to Mission 6, that's fine because I actually prefer our second weapon, the Uter Pendragon. You can find this one in Season 2, Chapter 7, Mission 1. It also has Finest Hour, so you can probably see where we're going with this team up. Next, since we are quite limited on quick action items, I'm using the Chitter Chatter box, which does do a pretty decent job because it has Cornered and applies Flanked. And Cornered can really help against those pesky protection teams, especially with someone like Groot. You can find this item in Season 2, Chapter 5, Mission 3. And finally, as a utility piece and a healing item just in case we need it, we're using the Staff of Asclepios. And of course you can find that in Season 2, Chapter 4, Mission 4. Our team up is going to be Iron Fist in his default costume, which you can actually unlock when you're starting the game. And the key pieces for him are going to be the Ferric Augmented ISO 8, and that's because this will cause his Healing Chi to grant Rising Up. Those buffs of course help out with our Uter Pendragon, the Eye on the Prize, and also will greatly help Hercules, and you can farm that in Season 2, Chapter 6, Mission 3. Then his Heartfelt E-ISO is also great to have, and you can find it in Season 2, Chapter 6, Mission 6. Next up, for Hercules, you're definitely going to want the Gifted Augmented ISO 8, and you can find it in Season 2, Chapter 5, Mission 6. It causes Gift of Battle to be a quick action, which is a huge benefit. And secondly, you'll want to pick up his Smiting Empowered ISO 8. That's from Season 2, Chapter 1, Mission 5. Now as we start out, I do want to point out a few things such as, if you do have access to something like the Bursting A-ISO, it will greatly help you out against a team with Invisible Woman. It does cost 10 gold unless you're lucky enough to win it from something like the daily mission, but it will make a huge difference against anyone running Sue Storm. If you do have access to it, you should place it on Hercules' Rock of Ages. Secondly, even though it doesn't proc that much, if you do have access to the Vengeful E-ISO, you should definitely place it on Hercules. And I know what you're thinking, that's another 20 gold, but I was lucky enough to win it from the daily mission. Well, I already had one, so I won a second one. And it's just a suggestion. I already mentioned the key components to this team up, and they are farmable, and trust me, that's all you need. Then the final thing is, yes, Hercules is 90 CP, but he was a regular release, and so that means he's evergreen. He's always going to be there for recruitment for 90 CP, and technically you could have gotten Iron Fist basically at the beginning for free. So at the most, this team only costs 105 CP. The last things I want to mention before we really concentrate on the final 2 matches is every opponent I'm facing was over 2000 rating in the last season. And secondly, for anyone who wants to see the non-Poor Man's PvP version, there is going to be a video link in the outro. So if you want to see the premium version on this team, make sure you click that link at the end of the video. Now since it happens to be his turn, and yes, he did get 2 turns because of Big and Fast, Hercules is going to show you why he's basically the power behind this team. Oh, and as he takes out Gamora, for anyone who wants to know how they can improve their PvP setup, at least piece by piece, make sure you do the daily missions, especially when they have the E-ISO and the A-ISO. And also, if you can 4-star the daily mission every day, that's going to be 1 gold a day. That really will add up, especially when you're looking to buy ISO, and eventually, especially if you gain gold through any other means, you could even save up for a limited item. Every little bit helps. Just remember, don't waste your gold on CP, Save it for ISO or weapons or gadgets. Now admittedly, having Shield Breaker on our Rock of Ages is really going to make a huge difference. It does cost 10 gold and I only have one myself, so really that's all you need, and then as long as you have someone with a ranged action, you can place the bursting AISO on it, and it will help out immensely anytime you face a team with Invisible Woman, or any shield users for that matter. Then finally, with my agent, I'm going to finish this match with an Uter Pendragon. This is definitely my favorite of the two weapons if you had to choose one, and especially if you have a gadget like the Neurotrope to help with your buffs. But for more on that, make sure you check out the link at the end of this video, and I'll also place a link in the description below. Now in this second match we're going to get serious. First of all, we're facing a Pestilence Beast and Red Hulk team. Luckily we do get to begin with Hercules, so we'll use his Gift of Battle as a quick action, followed by Call Him Down. Call Him Down is catastrophic, it has a stun, deadly crits, and it gives Hercules strengthened. Then next, Herc is going to step up and protect against a Deathly Freeze Ray, and that also causes him to counter with a Rock of Ages. So not only does he take that Deathly Freeze Ray all by himself, he knocks the enemy agent below 50%. Then since many agents switched over to using infiltrators, our default costume Scrapper Iron Fist is actually going to be able to take him out, either with our initial attack or with that follow-up. Okay, so no second attack needed there, but we did gain close quarters combat. And after Red Hulk uses a Bunker Buster, he's going to take a Pancration Pummel counter. Also, I think Playdom loves alliteration as much as I do. The only bad thing about that counter is we do take absorb energy damage. So now, with my agent, I debated using the staff, but instead I'm going to use the Chitter Chatter box on Red Hulk. Remember, this has cornered, so it's going to allow us to attack Beast without having to deal with that bulwark. And also by using this first, we take the absorb energy damage, but can still use the Staff of Asclepios to gain some health back. Sometimes it really is all about turn order, or the order in which you use things on your turn. Now at this point, Beast unfortunately does hit Hercules with off balance, so that does make a difference. But still, with our beefed up Hercules, we're going to use Pancration Pummel on Red Hulk, and we're going to get a follow-up attack as well. With damage like that, you're going to take out anyone in this game, so Hercules drops the dreaded Red Hulk. Then with Iron Fist, I'll go ahead and heal him back to full health, and we'll begin work on Pestilence Beast. With my agent, I'm still trying to get some more rising up buffs with Eye on the Prize, plus it does heal us slightly. Then I'm not sure, but this could be the final attack from Pestilence Beast. Well, the fact that Hercules was stunned isn't going to help, so maybe there is going to be one more round. Still, we'll hit him with our level 1 from Iron Fist, and then I'm going to use the Chitter Chatter box, followed by the Uter Pendragon. It's going to do a decent amount of damage, but unless it crits, I don't think it's going to be enough, even with the flanked follow-up. Still, it definitely seems like the better option over the Eye on the Prize. Well, it looks like we get a 5,500 damage non-crit, and then one of our brawl hits does crit, but we leave Beast with just under 3,000 HP. That definitely won't be a problem at all for Hercules. So we'll just go ahead and use our level 1, and then we'll move on to our third and final match. Now let me just say, in this third match, we definitely didn't decrease in difficulty. In fact, in my humble opinion, this team is better on defense. It's the team I finished the season with myself on defense, Beast and Gamora. Now Hercules once again did get the start, so we use Gift of Battle, and we're going for that stun. Stuns of course can really pay off, and have always been one way for a weaker team to compete with a stronger one, so just keep that in mind. The only thing that put a damper on that was of course the relentless EISO, but especially today you will find many agents that stray away from that EISO, since there's so many other great EISO options out there. Also, once again with the Infiltrator agents out in force, our Scrapper Iron Fist made them pay. Well, it's not like they didn't come prepared, they had the Raft Shank, but luckily they missed. Then with my agent's turn, I'm going to use the Chitter Chatter box on the enemy Beast, and that's because we don't want to waste flanked on their agent who's already going to die soon. In fact, after using our quick action gadget, I'm going to make sure that Super Grill's dots finish her off. Also at the same time, we can gain some rising up buffs by using Eye on the Prize. By the way, in case you didn't notice, both Gamora and Beast were stunned by that opening Call Him Down, so our MVP Hercules came through once again. Then speaking of him, I'm going to actually spread the damage around and hit Gamora. This is going to lower her melee damage by 40%, and it also should do quite a bit of damage. Normally I would attack Beast here, especially since he has flanked, and so this may be a case where you should do what I say and not what I do. Focus on one target and try to take them down as fast as you can. That would at least be my normal advice. But anyways, next with Iron Fist, we're going to once again go after Gamora. Basically, we should have flanked her. But remember, we also get a follow-up attack because of close quarters combat. The Rafshank misses us, but so does our attack. At least their agent does die to dots. And then with our agent's attack, we're going to go ahead and recharge, removing Doom. This is something I don't typically do, but I should do more often. Doom is a really nasty debuff, and all you have to do to remove it is rest. Now after Beast annoyingly attacks Iron Fist, we're going to use Gift of Battle, and then we should be able to knock out Gamora with our level 1 from Hercules. It actually does nearly 14,000 damage and easily takes out the Guardian. Then with Iron Fist, I'll go ahead and use his level 1, and now we can use the Chitter Chatter box once again. This time we're getting our money's worth out of that flanked, and so we'll start by using Eye on the Prize. It of course isn't going to do enough damage, so Beast is going to get at least one more action. But still, we will gain Rising Up buffs and some health back. Plus our follow-up attack is going to take Beast down to 7,000 HP. Now after a Jekyll and Hyde attack, I assumed Hercules was going to knock out Beast, but sadly he ends up getting stunned. So with Iron Fist we'll use Heart of Sho Lao, followed by Healing Chi on our agent. And with that I'm hopefully going to unleash a game-ending Uter Pendragon. So here goes the weapon from Season 2, Chapter 7, Mission 1. And it crits for over 7,000 damage, winning the match. So that's going to be it for this episode of Poor Man's PvP, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, for the premium version, either click the video on the screen right now, or you can click the link in the description below. Lastly, I want to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.